Hey everyone, it's Alec with It Takes Guts. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm here with some Chainsaw Man chapter 167. Now, I don't really do chapter reviews for Chainsaw Man like this, but if you're on the internet right now, you gotta know that this chapter's blowing up. And the reason is because of everything that's inside it. Now, I'm not really gonna go into the intricate details. I don't really want to discuss that stuff right now, but I do want to talk about the characters and what this means for the characters and the arc that's happened to have this happen, really. It's really interesting, and I really want to talk about what that means for the story going forward and really what this next chapter could mean for everything. So let's get into this. So let's start with Denji. Now, Denji as a character has been manipulated in about every way a 17-year-old boy can. It's kind of wild how many people have taken advantage of Denji and put him in these insane situations, mostly just because he's felt affection for them, he's cared for them, he's attracted to them, or he's just thinking sexually, of course. So sometimes Denji gets in these situations because he's just a dumb 17-year-old boy who sometimes needs to go and just chase after these luscious goals because that's what his brain's going for. That's what Pochita gave him this life for, to do, to try to have a quote-unquote normal life. So it's been this whole arc with Denji, in part 1 specifically, with going through with Rezi, with the Bomb Girl art, and that being a real big damaging blow to Denji and just his entire psyche and how to really get into a relationship with a girl after him getting that back and forth pull away and the crazy ending of the arc where they could have really ran off, but not really if Makima's gonna do that. So but then you think back to like Himino and that situation, how he rejected it and how he didn't want it, and how we got the first kiss ruined, and then Makima taking advantage of that and using that as a key leverage above him this entire time. And now here we are with this situation with our new main character, our kind of dual antagonist. We have Asa, and they already had a thing together. They had their date, and obviously under different contexts and circumstances, they both, I feel like, kind of like each other, but hasn't really been blossomed because they're both in their own paths and their own ways and socially inept in that same regard. But regardless, they're finally in this situation where something that looks like, to me, kind of meaningful might happen, and it is meaningful in a Chainsaw Man way, but Denji is being, of course, manipulated again, this time by the War Devil inside Asa, and having that happen to him when he really wants to, get it off, and he has to go and be in this situation with the War Devil and getting taken advantage of and basically, assaulted in that regard. So I find it to be really crazy because Denji is in another situation where he's getting manipulated, he's getting the thing he technically wants, like when he gets to do the thing with power, finally gets the reward that he was searching for, but it's not what it wanted because it's not how he wants this. Denji isn't really in the situation where he wants to be in. This is not, again, something of his doing. He would probably really want this. I mean, he just went to the brothel trying to get this, but he doesn't want this. He already said it in the chapter, like, no, I changed my mind, but of course when it's happening, he kind of lets it happen because I don't know. I think that's going to be the main thing we're going to get into next chapter, is what this means for Denji going forward. Is he happy? I mean, he might just be playing it off and it might be a really funny, oh, it's a joking thing, but what if it's not, and that's kind of leaning into the trauma matter of making this way more serious. It's really interesting to see where Fujimoto's going to go with this character. Now, on Asa's side of things, she, to me, is in full clarity of what's happening, but of course doesn't have full control over her actions. So to me, I think she's going to be disgusted. She's going to be grossed out, completely ashamed of herself for letting this happen under her own eyes that she couldn't do anything about. I mean, she switches place right at the end, right when it happens, and she kind of just looks at Denji, and her face, to me, I can't really make out the emotion of what she feels. More so surprised or confused or worried, I'm not sure, but it's interesting to see what she is going to think of this entire exchange of, I'm not sure if she's going to laugh it off at Denji, if she's going to, like, get mad at him, or get mad at herself, or really get mad at the War Devil this time, for real, for being, like, super taking advantage of her. I'm not sure. It's a very, like, tense, but funny, but awkward. I don't know how Fujimoto create these situations, how it's just a mix of these really crazy different emotions, and you have all these backstories of these characters that truly have led up to this insanely awkward, intimate, kind of trauma building moment. I'm not sure. I'm very interested to see where this goes. Next chapter matters a whole lot to see what each character is going to really interpret from this, how Asa will feel, how Denji will feel, where they go. Will we find Nayuta? I don't know. Well, those are my thoughts on Chainsaw Man chapter 167. What a crazy chapter. I think it's hard to predict where the story's going to go from here, but I'm very interested to see where Denji and Asa and their thoughts as characters go. I mean, out of context, this chapter is wild. That's why it's getting discussed so much right now, but regardless, in the context of the story, very interesting. We can't wait to see where the characters go from here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you think where the story's going. I'd love to read about it and love to hear about it. Give me a like if you liked the video, please, my friend. Other than that, always remember, it takes guts to subscribe. Have a great day, everyone.